Gentlemen, are you one of those that goes to the gym and just goes through the motions because you're getting old? I'll just lift the lightweight today and I'll just do about 20 reps, 25 reps. Because I don't want it to make me feel too sore, you know, because I already feel sore enough as it is. Gentlemen, in this video I'm going to talk about why it's absolutely crucial that you understand the dangers of falling into this trap of prioritizing endurance without even realizing. Why is this important? Well, gentlemen, our type 2B muscle fibers, those responsible for power, speed and strength, start to degenerate at around the age of 40. The muscle fibers, our slow twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for endurance, they don't even decline. They stay the same. So what you are going to get from this video is you are going to get a full appreciation of what endurance is, how to be able to distinguish your own training. Am I falling into the trap of just training endurance when I should be training hypertrophy, strength, speed, power? So who the hell am I? My name is Paul Green and I'm a former British paratrooper and Special Forces Support Group operator. Throughout most of the past decade, I have specialised as a physical training instructor and I've trained many different individuals and teams throughout extremely high fitness elite individuals all the way through to low fitness, low mobility, people that are injured and people on the post-injury pathway. And I've seen the issues that pop up, especially those that are over the age of 40, over the age of 50. It's a good one, this, boys. Honestly, right? Get yourself comfy. As always, get some caffeine down your neck, strap in. This is going to be mint. Okay, so what is endurance and what is endurance training? Before we get into that, I'm just gonna bang up a definition. The act, quality or power of withstanding hardship or stress. Endurance is the ability of an organism to exert itself and remain active for a long period of time, as well as the ability to resist, withstand and recover and have the immunity to trauma, wounds or fatigue, right? You can see there's some good stuff there. Next, you know what endurance is? Endurance training. When you are in the gym and you find yourself looking at a heavy dumbbell and you choose the light one and do 20 reps, 25 reps, 30 reps. When you sit on your ass and you want to do some sit-ups, you find yourself doing 30 reps. The main benefits are this. It trains your mind to withstand severe hardship. It develops your mental resilience. But physiologically, it improves your ability to recover. So, there's the benefits. What are the negatives then? Well, the negatives to training endurance. The typical way a man over 40 trains. Well, straight away, rarely. Like, how many of your mates over 40, 50-year-old actually train? Low resistance and the attitude of, I'm getting old. Yeah, it's safer to do lighter weights and higher repetitions. Absolute bollocks. Honestly, like I've said earlier on, right, there is a decline happening in your muscle fibers at around the age of 40. That decline can be trained and you can develop your power, speed and strength at any age. However, typically you fall into the trap of doing what feels good. Now, low knowledge required for endurance training because it doesn't really matter. It's just like, yeah. So it's easy. It is easy. It's very accessible. All these fitness classes, endurance, spinning, all this is endurance. So it doesn't really require much knowledge. And like I said earlier on, feelings based and happy hormones. This serves a purpose, right? Let's say you've got a massively stressful, demanding job in the corporate world and you only have 45 minutes for a gym session. Now, I could sit here and say do 2 strength training movements for a full range of motion, but you need to have that blow off of steam because you're furious. So allocating a feelings-based endurance session when the goal is to put a smile on your face for a short period of time, I honestly can completely appreciate that justification. However, long term, that's not good enough. If I was to focus on the short term, like on the stock market, if I was to only focus on the short term, I'm going to be in absolute twists long term. It's not sustainable. Every so often, putting a smile on your face, I completely get it. However, you need to think a little bit more intelligently about your training. It's your body, and it's going to serve you better in the next decade, in the next 2 decades down the line. So, like I've mentioned there, you're probably now starting to appreciate that this can be an issue. For those of you that do not know, paratroopers are elite British Army soldiers, massively famous worldwide, and they are renowned for jumping out of planes behind enemy lines and giving the enemy some serious problems. So what type of athlete is a paratrooper? Paratroopers are endurance athletes. Now, the British Army over the past 5 or 6 years has started moulding their soldier into more of a strength-based athlete, a more of a well-rounded athlete. However, the paratrooper still remains. They are high-performing endurance athletes, extremely fit with weight on their back. They can move for 10 miles, 20 miles. They can do 2 milers ridiculously fast. It's all endurance. It's all muscular endurance. It's all aerobic capacity. The downside of it is usually they are weak. They are weak in the gym. Their joints are weak, and the amount of injuries, the amount of problems that they have that they probably don't admit is a lot. Where it is highlighted is in the old and bald population. Again, like yourself, the old and bald are the first people, especially the sergeant majors and stuff like that, 40, 50, 60-year-old, crusty. The last thing on their mind is a strength session. They could not give a flying rat's ass about going in the gym and learning about the joints and strengthening the surrounding, because they've already accepted it. They're up there, they're fixed mindset, and they just want to absolutely go hammer and tongs and do an endurance-based session. Okay. Concluding thoughts, like I said earlier on. Endurance is one of the best ways to train your mind. But you're not strengthening your joints through a full range of motion. And more importantly, like I said, it doesn't address the decline of your power, speed and strength. Cheers for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow.